Imagine a world where corporate sustainability is as transparent as financial reporting. The CSRD is set to revolutionize how companies disclose their environmental and social impacts. Let's begin with what CSRD is really about. CSRD stands for the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, the EU's new regulation that redefines how companies report on sustainability. First, the scope. CSRD applies to a wide range of companies, both EU-based and non-EU, as long as they operate within the European market. It covers not just public corporations, but also many private businesses across industries. What's important is that it goes beyond your own operations. CSRD also requires reporting on your entire value chain, including suppliers and downstream impacts. Now, the purpose. CSRD is designed to improve transparency and end greenwashing. It introduces mandatory, standardized, and audited ESG disclosures. And at its core is the principle of double materiality. Companies must report both how sustainability issues affect their business and how their business affects society and the environment. Now let's look at the CSRD timeline when different types of companies are expected to start reporting. Wave 1 includes companies already under the previous NFRD, mainly large EU public interest entities with over 500 employees. These companies must report starting in 2025, covering the financial year 2024. Wave 2 covers other large EU companies, those meeting at least two of the following: over 250 employees, over 20 million euros in assets, or over 40 million euros in turnover. Originally, they were required to report in 2026 for the 2025 financial year, but the EU granted a 2-year deferral. Now, their first report is due in 2028, covering fiscal year 2027. Wave 3 includes listed small and medium enterprises, and small public interest banks and insurers, excluding microenterprises. Their initial reporting was scheduled for 2027, with an opt-out option until 2029. Under the deferral, the new reporting deadline is 2029, covering fiscal year 2028. Finally, non-EU companies are also included, specifically those generating over 150 million euros in EU turnover, and having either an EU subsidiary or branch with significant presence. These companies must begin reporting in 2029. For the financial year 2028, this timeline has not changed. In summary, CSRD reporting will phase in gradually from 2025 to 2029, depending on your company type. Now, let's break down CSRD compliance into 10 clear steps, covering what to report, how to prepare, and when to act. Step 1 is to assess applicability and timeline. Check whether CSRD applies to your company. Review your size, legal structure, and EU operations. Are you listed? Do you meet the size thresholds? For multinationals, identify which subsidiaries or branches fall under EU jurisdiction. Next, determine who within your group is responsible for reporting. Will it be at the group level or by individual entities? Also check if any exemptions or deferrals apply. For example, listed SMEs may opt to delay reporting by 2 years, and subsidiaries may be covered under a parent company's consolidated report. Make sure top management is fully engaged. Board-level awareness is essential to secure the resources, cross-departmental support, and oversight needed to drive CSRD readiness from the top down. Step 2 is about identifying where you stand today and what's missing. Start by reviewing your current sustainability or ESG reports, whether based on GRI, TCFD, or another framework. Compare them directly with CSRD and ESRS requirements to see where you meet the standard and where gaps exist. Pay close attention to what's missing. That could be new required topics like biodiversity or community impact, or the lack of double materiality, where most reports show financial risks, but not how your business affects people and the environment. Also look for weak integration between ESG and financial reporting. Assess the quality of your data systems. Is ESG data collected systematically or manually? Are there controls in place like you have for financial data? This will show how ready your organization is for limited assurance under CSRD. Step 3 is all about building the right team and governance structure to drive CSRD compliance across the organization. CSRD isn't just a sustainability issue, it touches finance, legal, HR, IT, procurement, and more. Form a cross-functional team that brings together these departments to coordinate data, reporting, and compliance. Assign clear responsibilities. Who owns climate data? Who handles workforce disclosures? Who coordinates with auditors? Defining these roles upfront ensures clarity and momentum throughout the process. Strong governance is essential. Ensure the board and senior leaders understand their role under CSRD. That might mean expanding audit committee oversight or forming an ESG committee and providing ESG training to build the right level of expertise. Step 4 is about identifying what really matters from both a business and societal perspective. This is the heart of CSRD, the double materiality assessment. Start by evaluating sustainability issues from 2 angles. First, what ESG topics could financially affect your business, and second, how your business activities impact people and the environment. This dual lens is what makes CSRD unique. To do this well, involve a wide range of voices. Host workshops with internal teams like risk, operations, and strategy, and consult external stakeholders such as employees, investors, customers, suppliers, and NGOs. Their insights will help you understand what issues are truly significant. From this input, map out and prioritize your material topics such as climate change, labor standards, or data privacy based on impact severity and business relevance. Document your methodology clearly, as CSRD requires you to disclose your materiality process. And remember, if a topic is material from either angle, it must be reported. Step 5 is about turning strategy into structure by ensuring your internal ESG policies, targets, and operational processes are aligned with CSRD's reporting expectations. Start by reviewing your existing sustainability policies. CSRD requires you to report on these policies and how they're implemented, so if any are missing, outdated, or vague, now's the time to develop or update them. This includes policies on human rights, climate, anti-corruption, and more aligned with your material topics. Next, define clear, measurable targets for your key ESG areas, especially for climate, like CO2 reduction or renewable energy usage, and for diversity and equity. CSRD requires both targets and progress reporting, so ensure your goals are SMART and, where possible, aligned with external benchmarks like science-based targets. Finally, integrate these topics into everyday operations. That means embedding ESG into risk management, product design, procurement, and supplier due diligence. Whether it's tracking labor practices or environmental risks in your supply chain, these systems need to be in place not just for real impact, but also because CSRD requires you to report the actions taken and results achieved. Step 6 focuses on building the data foundation because reliable sustainability reporting starts with strong systems, consistent processes, and audit-ready ESG data. Begin by mapping all the ESG data points you'll need for CSRD reporting, based on ESRS and your materiality assessment. This includes greenhouse gas emissions, especially Scope 3, as well as water use, energy, workforce demographics, health and safety, pay gaps, training, and more. Many of these metrics may be new or more granular than what you've tracked before. Review your IT infrastructure. Your systems must support structured, digital reporting in the European Single Electronic Format, ESEF, that means outputting XHTML and tagging ESG data. Coordinate with your financial reporting team to align systems. Also implement strong data quality controls, assign data owners, define validation steps, and keep audit trails for how key figures are calculated. Finally, start gathering value chain data, especially from high-impact or high-risk suppliers. That might mean adding ESG metrics to supplier questionnaires or using online platforms to track emissions and labor practices. Use automation where you can, and involve external experts as needed to support data integrity, especially for lifecycle or Scope 3 emissions. Step 7 is about building the knowledge, awareness, and mindset needed across your organization to make CSRD work not just as a compliance task, but as part of your culture. Begin by training the people directly involved in CSRD, those handling ESG data, due diligence, and internal audit. They need to understand not just what to report, but why it matters. Clear guidance improves accuracy, consistency, and accountability. Use internal workshops or e-learning to raise awareness of key CSRD concepts like double materiality, ESRS standards, or ESG metric tracking. This ensures a common baseline of understanding across functions and empowers teams to apply sustainability in day-to-day decisions. Don't stop at the core team, engage the wider workforce too. Share your company's sustainability goals, invite ideas, and encourage participation. When employees understand how their work connects to ESG outcomes, they become active contributors, not just data providers. Step 8 is where all your preparation comes together. It's time to start drafting your CSRD report in line with the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, or ESRS. Start by aligning your report with ESRS guidance. These standards provide specific templates and disclosures for topics like climate transition plans, workforce data, and pollution. Use them as a checklist to ensure your report includes all required general, environmental, social, and governance sections. Before your official reporting year, it's wise to create an internal mock CSRD report. This test run helps identify any missing data, unclear roles, or reporting gaps, giving you time to fix issues before publishing your first legally compliant report. Plan your timeline to align sustainability data collection with financial reporting. Since most companies will publish an integrated report, coordinate with your financial team and ensure your systems can support digital tagging for the EU's single access point format. Step 9 is about preparing for audit. Under CSRD, your sustainability report must be independently verified, so audit readiness is not optional, it's essential. Start by selecting your assurance partner. This could be your financial auditor or another accredited sustainability assurance provider. Plan the engagement in advance and align on the scope. Initially, CSRD requires only limited assurance, but this may evolve into full reasonable assurance by 2028. Get audit ready by reviewing your ESG data collection process internally first. Make sure every reported figure, whether emissions or workforce metrics, is backed by documented methods, sources, and calculations. Addressing errors before the external review will reduce audit risks. Ensure your audit committee or governing body is fully involved, just like with financial statements. Auditors will review not only the data but also whether your report covers all required ESRS disclosures, so cross-checking your report with ESRS checklists is key. Step 10 reminds us that CSRD is not a one-time exercise, it's an ongoing journey of improvement, adaptation, and engagement. CSRD and ESRS will continue to evolve with sector-specific standards, new guidance, and links to emerging laws like the EU Due Diligence Directive. Set up a process to monitor these changes and make sure your reporting systems stay flexible and up to date. After publishing your report, engage readers, investors, employees, and NGOs to collect feedback. Use your ESG data not just for compliance, but as input into strategic planning, risk management, and performance reviews. Keep the conversation going. Hold ESG briefings for investors, share insights with employees and suppliers, and be responsive to stakeholder concerns. Over time, move from compliance-driven reporting to strategic, value-creating sustainability leadership. By following these 10 steps, your company can turn CSRD into a structured, achievable journey. Start early, stay committed, and let sustainability reporting become a driver of long-term value and trust.